Welcome to a special segment of Newsmakers where we spotlight a local business. Today we're here with DeAndre Wilson, co-founder of the Bedford Collab. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So tell me about what products or services you provide.
So the Bedford Collab project is going to be Evansville's first shared use commercial kitchen. And so the services we provide is a large kitchen facility for food startups to rent the space. They'll pay a monthly rent each month, depending on their package. And they're in that space to develop, create their food product. CPG items, caterers, bakers, food truck owners, farmers, you name it. The whole spectrum of just food entrepreneurship under that roof.
So where is this located?
So the location of the facility is in the TP Park neighborhood. So south of 41, in that pocket. We're about maybe 2 miles from Haney's Corner, right off of Washington Avenue.
So what kind of different businesses do you have doing this? Or, I mean, I gather they're startups.
Yeah, they're startups, yep. We're not officially open yet. We're still renovating the building and fundraising for the last part of what we need. But we have 90 startups on our emailing list right now. And they range from farmers, growers, producers, caterers, food truck owners, CPG items, the whole nine.
So how did you know this was something that was needed?
So back in 2017, I had a catering business with my brother, and we lost our kitchen that we were in. It was just this bad business, basically. And so I looked at him and I said, we're going to get a shared kitchen. We're going to find our own space at some point. From 2017 to 2019, I worked on a business plan, met my new business partner, and here we are today. So we had a prototype back when. It was actually successful if done right.
Because I can only assume that it's a difficult business.
It does have its challenges, as anything. Scheduling and cleanliness and keeping the facility up and going. Yeah, it definitely has its challenges.
So I guess then the collab would have the health department coming in
Absolutely.
and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, they'll be our best friend.
Right. You hope, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what all would someone get if they come in there? Do you already have stoves? I mean, how is that going to work?
So,
refrigerators?
Yeah, we have the whole nine. We want to take the pressure off of startups. We know how hard it is to start a restaurant. Hood system and the grease trap and the kitchen equipment and all the handheld items you may need. We have all of that for them. They just have to book it through our online software called Food Corridor, and it's there to use whether they need it for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, or an hour. They can use it. And we have about 6 different, very large, different cooking equipment items under our hood system. So everyone can use what they need. And we only have 5 startups in the kitchen at a time anyways. So more than what they need in that time period.
But it's not necessarily the same 5 every time.
It might be, it might not be. It just depends on how they're booking.
Okay. So tell me about some of the challenges you've faced doing this and how maybe you have overcome some of these obstacles.
Oh gosh, this project is 5 years old, and so lots of obstacles. One pertaining to the fact of the location you mentioned. We're on a bad side of town that gets labeled as high crime rate, economically distressed, food desert. So a lot of the questions we were getting is why there?
Right.
And so we've had to communicate that over the last 5 years, repeated ourselves over and over and over again that area needs some economic development. So that's one obstacle. The second obstacle is simply what is a shared kitchen? And a lot of times learning something new, a lot of people are put off by it. Fear presents itself because the idea of learning something new could be difficult. So that's an obstacle. But the major obstacle, I would say, is fundraising. We had a fiscal agent in 2020, Habitat of Humanities, that helped us with our initial seed funding. But after that, they were pretty much done. Our Habitat here doesn't focus on economic development, but we are so appreciative of what they've done for us. But we needed to find another fiscal agent. This project is going to be $1.2 million when it was all said and done. So we asked other nonprofits to be our fiscal agent. They told us no. And so we had to form our own 501c3 organization called Impact Evansville. And the mission statement behind Impact Evansville is simply to de-risk the entrepreneurial journey. We know that here in Evansville, it's not the most at being risk adverse. So either we're going to have to risk adverse Evansville or startup founders. And so we chose to work with entrepreneurs and startup founders. So we formed this 501c3 organization. It bought the building, it owns the property and the kitchen equipment. And so we've been able to fundraise. So Being able to fundraise is very difficult. It's
Sure.
very challenging for me. This is hundreds of thousands of dollars, so this has
Right.
been very challenging. So I think those are the three major obstacles.
So when do you think you will be open and have people coming in?
Fingers crossed in April.
Oh, so
Yeah.
coming up.
I mean, we're getting close. We just need a couple more items and we can get open.
So what do you think, though, is the most gratifying aspect of this endeavor?
Proving everyone wrong. That's been the best thus far because, again, like I mentioned, the neighborhood we're located in on the side of town does not get the best spotlight at all. So to put something like this in that neighborhood that we know that is food desert and economically distressed, that Bedford Collab will be the beacon of hope. It will be a catalyst for more. And so that's what's been gratifying for me, is to prove everyone wrong.
So ideally, this will be like the seed
Yeah,
that continues growing for the neighborhood. and
absolutely. And now we're talking about a neighborhood grocery store.
Oh,
I mean, hey, why not?
you were talking about having one, or someone else?
The neighborhood associations
Okay.
are, but they've kind of pointed at me to help get it going. So after this is open, Bedford Collab is open, and I've had a lot of naps in between, then we'll talk about a neighborhood market for sure.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, best of luck to you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.